Hey guys, One Hit Wonder here, and welcome to part 2 of my E3 Extravaganza. Last part I talked about Bethesda and EA, and this part I'll be talking about Microsoft. So if you want to see the last part, I'll leave a link in the bottom of the description, and also an annotation link at the corner of this video. I believe it's this corner. Could be this corner. Well, this corner is going to be for the next video, so... yeah, so until then, enjoy Microsoft's press conference for the E3 Extravaganza. Okay, so Microsoft. Coming into Microsoft, there were definitely rumors flying around that they were planning on making a new system, or technically not a new system, kind of like a hardware improvement or something over the Xbox One. And they wasted absolutely no time getting to that as they announced the new Xbox model, the Xbox One S they called it. It is currently only in white. I'm not sure if they're going to make a black version, but they're touting it as a interesting, again, not a actual new console, but like a mid-upgrade thing. And this is a one trend that I find a little bit disturbing, that instead of consoles waiting for the next generation to release a new console, they're releasing small hardware upgrades that aren't necessarily new, but I'll get to that later. So this one is apparently touted as something that it's gonna support like 4K Ultra Blu-ray play and 4K gaming. Now that is a bold statement to say the least. Of course, I think PC can probably get close to that. I don't know if they can get true 4K, but can get if we get beyond 1080p. And it's just, how many people actually have 4K TVs? Because I sure as heck don't. Has the price come down recently? I don't know. But yeah, it's a new version of the Xbox One. It is going to be $299 US at release. US dollars, yeah. Yeah, so I can't really say much about it other than the fact that I'm kind of worried that they're kind of doing these revisions. It feels like they're like slight hardware upgrades. They did say later on that the games and stuff that are being worked on are going to be crossed over between like Xbox One and this Xbox One S, and also something else that I'll get to later in this video. So next thing you showed off was Gears of War 4, and this was the thing they started using. Well, they had this video like it's going to be Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. Yeah, you could hear a lot of that throughout the whole show. So Gears of War 4, they showed that off. I don't know how I feel about it. It just doesn't. It's definitely. I don't think Epic's making it anymore. It's a different studio. Don't really know other than, hey, Laura Bailey, she's voicing a character. And we saw some play, and I don't know, the kind of the writing, I'm not really a fan of it from what we saw, but this is the game they used to introduce some Xbox PC cross-buy and cross-play thing, which they call Xbox Play Anywhere. So if you buy it on Xbox, you'll also get a copy for PC or vice versa, so you can play it on both. And they also announced there's going to be cross-play between PC and the Xbox. For co-op, the co-op mode's only co-op campaign, a horde mode or whatever. Obviously, it would be very unfair to play competitive multiplayer with the consoles versus the PCs, because consoles are probably only using controllers. PCs are using PC and mice, keyboard and mouse, which are much more suited for shooter games and stuff like that. You get much more precision, and it would just be a very unfair advantage to have PC people play against console people with controllers, between controllers and keyboard and mouse. But that was a theme. That was a theme to this this conference, was that all these games are going to be released on both PC and Xbox. And that begs the question, why would I want to buy an Xbox? We'll get to that, and I guess we'll get to that at the end of this video, I guess. So after Gears of War, we had Killer Instinct. They announced Season 3, so more, I guess, content for both Xbox and PC. They announced a new character, General Ram from Gears of War. Looks like they're using Killer Instinct as like the Smash Brothers for Microsoft, where they're just throwing all these guest characters on Killer Instinct as fighters and whatever. But yeah, that's all they showed for that. Next up was Forza Horizon 3, the next installment of the Forza Horizon series, not to be confused with the Forza Motorsport series, which is much more realistic take. Forza Horizon definitely looks it looks more cartoony to me, I guess. And it's more of a arcade driver, which is great. We need more arcade drivers. Not necessarily like kart racers or whatever. I'm talking like arcadey type stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess when you say arcade, you could also include like kart racers, you know, the weapons and power ups in a race or whatever. But I'm thinking like Blur or something like that. But again, crossplay. It's gonna have. I don't even remember what the heck. It's just Forza Horizon 3. What? If you're into racing games, arcade racers, it's for you. It's not really for me. So, then after that, they showed off Recore, which is a new IP by Kenji Inafune. I believe he's working on it, and of course, people right now aren't happy with my number 9, but that might be a video for another day. But yeah, so they showed that off some more. They announced that last year, but nothing really new came out of that show off. Next thing, though, pretty big. Final Fantasy 15. Of course, that's coming out this September. A huge game for Square Enix. Let's hope it lives up to the hype of, obviously, all these years of waiting. They showed off a boss fight. Unfortunately, it didn't seem like the person playing it was doing a very good job, because it just looked boring, and he was not doing much of anything. I don't know. The demo they showed off, the guy playing it didn't seem to do a very good job, and unfortunately, when you have something like that, you kind of want to be good at your game, and it makes it look. He made it look boring. He made it look stupid. Like, what is he doing here? And not the best thing, I think, to show off for Final Fantasy 15. But no doubt we'll get some more footage of that game for the Tokyo Game Show, and it will be coming out this year. It will be coming out on Xbox, obviously, because they're showing it here. We do not know if it's coming out on PC. A lot of people were thinking, yeah, we want a PC version. I don't think it's gonna initially get a PC version, but it might eventually get a PC version, because Square Enix has started to embrace the PC more from their Final Fantasies, because they've been releasing Final Fantasy on Steam, a bunch of Final Fantasy games on Steam, including 10, 10-2, which nobody thought would happen. Nobody thought Final Fantasy 9 would come. Unfortunately, some of the versions they've been porting over to the PC were the mobile phone versions, which, frankly, some of them aren't really good. Case in point, Final Fantasy VI. I would prefer the original version. If you see the phone version, it does not look that good. The original sprites were a lot better. Anyway, enough of that. Then next up, Ubisoft had The Division, which well, let's not forget that it lost 90% of its player base, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be doing as well as it probably could be. It definitely did not live up to a potential, and it seems like another instance of Ubisoft downgrading their product. They had an amazing E3 demo, of course, minus the awful real players talking voiceovers with the tactical talking and stuff like that. But it looked awesome, but it seems like another instance of downgrading. And same thing happened to Watch Dogs. The first initial E3 showing was amazing. I was completely blown away. But then the final product came out, and it did not look nearly as good. It's the equivalent to bullshots. And it's a scummy practice. And it's just, it's close to being like false advertising. You pretty up these shots to make it look, oh, amazing, but then the final product, not so much. But yeah, they were announcing expansion DLC for it called the Underground. This was the first of 2 expansions Ubisoft announced. Ubisoft announced the second one at their press conference, but of course we'll get to that later. Battlefield 1, EA just basically showed off what they showed off at their press conference. They didn't really elaborate on much of anything else. They did announce that it will be coming out October 21st. Nothing really new to say about that. Then they talked about the improvements coming to Xbox in terms of the social media thing, Xbox Live Gold and stuff like that. Include things like clubs, like you can make a club for a specific game or an interest or whatever. That's a nice addition. Looking for group support, so if you're playing alone or looking for someone to pub or join up with, they're going to add a feature for that. Of course, it's a feature that PC people have had forever now on different forms of social media and websites and stuff. But it's good to see Xbox have been doing. The Arena. The Arena is Microsoft's... I guess they're toting it out as like an esports hub or something like that. So, or something along the lines of this is where you go to compete in different sort of games. And they also announced that EA Sports' esports stuff will be utilizing these arena features that they were toting out. And they also announced that Cortana will be coming to Xbox One as well. Of course, if you know Cortana, she was it was a big feature added to Windows 10, which is like it's basically like Windows version of Siri. I kind of feel bad saying that because it's like, oh, their version of an Apple product. I'm like, yeah, it's like a voice. It's like a personal assistant. They tell it as using your voice and stuff. Next up was Minecraft. The friendly update in Realms. I can't really speak about this because I'm not a big Minecraft player. So they're trying to merge all the different versions of Minecraft together, I guess, is what they're saying. And the whole idea of Realms is like making a public server or something like that. I wish I kind of understood it better, but I unfortunately don't. You could probably look for it, I guess. I hate to say that because it stinks, but basically the gist of it is it's going to be like big public servers where you can hang out, build stuff, whatever. Like I said, I'm not a big Minecraft guy, so whatever. And then John, the thing about that person, John Carmack comes out and says, "Hey guys, look, join me too." I'm like, oh geez, sorry about that. I'm like, John, what has Facebook done to you? Why do you have to work for Facebook? And it's the whole Oculus thing. Just the whole Oculus situation is something I should be talking about too. The whole Facebook is like, oh, we gotta close down this ecosystem. Stupid. They showed off their customizable controllers. Basically, a site where you can go on and change colors and customize different Xbox One controllers. Don't really have much more to say about that. Then they showed off Inside, which is the next game from the creators of Limbo. Very stylized, very artsy. We don't know a lot about it, and the gameplay video didn't really show that much, but it is coming out fairly soon. It is coming out June 29th. Should be interesting because Limbo is a fantastic game, fantastic looking, and it's just a really awesome looking platforming game and puzzle platforming, I guess you could say. Very fun. And then with that, they show off their ID at Xbox, the Microsoft's indie platform, and how they support indie studios. Obviously, I'm still waiting for Cuphead. Everybody's waiting for Cuphead, which really stole the show. When they showed it off 2 years ago, when they first showed the initial footage from it, everyone was like, "Wait a minute, go!" It was in like a sizzle reel. "Wait a minute, go back to that! What in the world was that?" That was my reaction. And then they showed a little bit more, and I don't care what anyone says about Cuphead. I don't care if they say, "Oh, it's just a boss rush. Oh, it's too easy. Oh, these platform levels suck." I do not care. The ambition on this game is astounding. Hand-drawn 2D animation in paying homage, I guess, to the classic cartoons of yore, I guess, the 40s, 30s, whatever. It looks amazing, and I think I'm going to have fun for either way, and it's just like, I want to buy this game because I want to support these guys because this is an ambitious project, and it looks amazing. It looks like they poured their heart into this. And I want to support those guys, and I think it looks fun. I'm not falling into this negative, cynical viewpoint of it. I just think it looks amazing. And, you know, more developers taking risks. That's what we gotta see. And then after that, they showed a new game called We Happy Few, which definitely has a very big BioShock feel to it. But the story is like everyone's high or something, or everyone's on a drug, and if you come off the drug, you're like, oh, criminal, he's not high, he's not on his Molly. Ah, very, very interesting. And like a lot of people said, like I said, has a very BioShock feel to it, and it's very interesting concept. I think that's actually coming out July 26th. Should be interesting. I have to keep my eye on it. Then CD Projekt Red came out from the Grunt card game from The Witcher. Again, I discussed this already. It seems like another attempt to kind of steal Hearthstone's audience, and Grunt has been insane. Like as a minigame, it's been really popular in the game of Witcher as a time waster, and it's really interesting when you get a game like Witcher where it's this big open world and stuff, and then you have this minigame that's really like in depth and really fun apparently. But the way they were saying, like they showed this video, it's like a LARP group. It's like, oh man, and then the developer's like, oh man, we saw these guys creating their own decks, and like, wow, everybody wants this. Yeah, okay, one LARP group created, or one guy created one physical deck of Gwent, and they're like, wow, everybody wants this. I'm not buying that. I am not buying that at all. So. Anyway, I don't have much to say about that. Next up was Tekken 7. It's going to be coming out early 2017. What's interesting is that the video they showed was with Tekken's main character, I forget the name of, but then it had Street Fighter's Akuma in it. Why is Akuma there? And I honestly thought this was going to be like a Tekken X Street Fighter type deal again. But apparently it's just Akuma. I guess he's a guest fighter in it, but yeah, Tekken 7. Can't really say much more about that other than, you know, great. It's obvious Tekken's been a long-standing franchise in the fighting game realm, but we'll see what happens with it. Next up, Dead Rising 4 Holiday 2016. Haven't really. I played the original Dead Rising for a little bit, but I haven't really delved into it. So, could be cool. Frank Underwood's coming back from the first game. And yeah, it's gonna be PC, Xbox One exclusive, timed exclusive for it. So I can't really say much about that. Scalebound, Platinum's next new game, and it's gonna be exclusive to Xbox One and PC. It's coming 2017. The gameplay they showed off, a lot of people are like kind of turned off because it seems really slow paced. And it's a game with dragons. You're fighting dragons, fighting monsters. It's like Monster Hunter or something like that. Using dragons, and the main character is just spouting these one-liners. He sounds like Dante or something like that. And for some reason, he has Beats headphones. I'm like, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's go time. Let's put on the Beats. Yeah, just like, what is this? And then they have this music blaring. It's like, yeah, I'm in the zone. Time to fight. I wasn't really impressed with it. It seemed really cheesy or corny, and I don't know. We'll see about that. Next up, Sea of Thieves, the next game by Rare, or the former shell of Rare. I'm just glad to see them get out of the shovelware pit, the shovelware slash Avatar pit that they've been stuck in, and they're finally getting a chance to make a new IP. And this game seems, it looks kind of fun, and it's going to be kind of like a co-op type game where you're a pirate, you're running a ship, and it looks fun. It looks fun. I going into it, I didn't necessarily think it was going to be good because this isn't the same Rare we're used to back in the 90s, back when they weren't owned by Microsoft and all that. But my interest is kind of peaked. So, But I didn't like how they showed these real gamers or something like that, and it's like these terrible like guys like, whoa, how do I steal my ship? Whoa, oh man, fire the cannonballs, dude, that guy just get pwned. That's basically how these gamers were like. I hate when they think that's. Is that how old people see gamers right now? It's like as these weird, cringy people. I don't know. Yeah, but seems interesting. State of Decay 2, sequel to State of Decay. I don't really have anything to say about that. Halo Wars 2. This is rumored to be coming out during the thing. It is coming out for Xbox One and PC. To be honest, the Halo Wars 1, it was a good game. It was an RTS on a console. Of course, you're probably thinking, well, how the hell does that work? Or how can it work? And it actually worked pretty well with what they did. And Halo Wars 2, it could improve on that. And, but the fact that it's coming to PC, that seems like a no-brainer because it's an RTS. It'll probably play. I don't even know if it plays better on a PC because they'll probably make it work good on a controller too. But yeah, that seems pretty cool, and it could expand some more Halo lore, I guess. I don't know. It's coming out February 21st, 2017. They actually did have an open beta for it for the console version, and it happened right now. They said, like right then that week. Of course, it's probably done by now, but I just find it interesting that they have an open beta yet. It's coming out in February 21st of 2017. You would think it would come out a little bit sooner if they're going to have an open beta already. Unless it's an alpha build. I don't know. And lastly, we have Project Scorpio. Project Scorpio is apparently the next big console for Microsoft. I don't know if it's that, or it's going to be like an Xbox One S type situation where it's just another revision, which again I do not think is a good idea. But they just have a name. They said it's in development. They're giving it to developers to work on it and stuff. And then the guy's like, oh, it's going to have the best looking pixels. Yeah, of course, that's the dumbest line I've ever heard. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what Project Scorpio turns out to be, and it sounds like it's gonna be much more graphically better, I guess. I don't know. That's where they announced that all three are going to be compatible with each other in terms of like the games and stuff like that. Like they're not saying that like if I get Gears of War 4 for Scorpio, it will still work on Xbox One or something like that. That's where I'm kind of worried about because, well, wait a minute. Is this a new console or is this just an upgraded version of Xbox One? Or why are we doing mid-upgrades to consoles now? It's like they're copying the mobile industry when like Apple releases a new phone every single year. I'm not saying, like, I know. I've not really had a problem with that before, but it starts to get a kind of a problem when cell phone companies are doing leasing plans. It's like, oh, upgrade every year. I don't want to upgrade every year. I'd rather stick with the 2-year. I sound stupid saying this, I guess, but I'd rather stick with the 2-year contract because it's probably cheaper that way. And I don't like the idea of leasing cell phones out. It's not a car. It's not a $17,000 car, $20,000 car. It's a $200 phone or $600, no contract. I don't know. That's something you don't lease out, and it's just a way to get interest money, and I don't know. So that's Microsoft's press conference. The big takeaway I have from this was the fact that they were doing crossplay, that all these games, a bunch of these games are coming out on both Xbox One and PC. And that raises the question, why on earth should I get a console from you then? Why on earth should I get an Xbox One? That's what it seems like to be. It's like this whole press conference is like not selling me on buying an Xbox One S. It's just saying, oh, great, I have a good PC. I can just play all these games on PC. That's what I think I get from this as a PC guy. Why should I buy an Xbox One when it's all coming to me anyway? But it's great to see that Microsoft is actually starting to is trying to push for this, cross-play, cross-buy thing, because it doesn't segment the player base anymore. And I just like the fact that this cross-buy thing is, becoming more commonplace. Whether or not it drives me to buy a console or not is one thing, but I'd like to see that they're supporting both. And it's definitely a big improvement for Microsoft and their Xbox thing to, start launching their games on PC, which they've for a long time neglected, and they kind of let Steam take over. But it looks like they're trying to get back into it. So that's my big takeaway from Microsoft's press conference. And I'm just wondering, it may be a little bit bad for the fact that I'm questioning why would I even want to buy an Xbox One over a PC if it's all coming to PC as well, and it's all going to be cross-platform, cross-buy, cross-whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's some uses for Xbox One, but another thing I'm wondering is, if you're going to be doing this cross-play thing, why are you still going to be charging people for Xbox Live Gold? Why are you still charging people $50 a year for Xbox Live Gold? I don't know why I didn't hear more of a uproar about that more over the forums and stuff like that. But I feel like when these console people are going to start catching on that the PC people aren't paying for any sort of extra online service besides their ISPs already, I think they're going to catch on. They're going to be like, wait a minute, why the heck are we paying for this? We might as well just all switch over to PC, because then we don't have to pay an extra $50 a year to Microsoft to play games online. But we'll see if Microsoft keeps everything free on the PC, which I think they did. They confirmed that you don't need to pay any Xbox Live Gold to get the features of the Xbox games, cross-play, cross-buy stuff on PC. So we'll see how long this piece lasts. And Microsoft show, they definitely came out. They definitely came prepared. They definitely came with a lot of stuff, and definitely a lot of good things. And I do appreciate the fact of cross-platform play and cross-buy.